My name is Oliver. Most people call me the coach. Today we're going to be talking about Talk Your Truth Thursday as it pertains to wholesaling real estate. Today I got with my man, I've been knowing him for a long time, Hakiim Herring. He's a real estate broker in the state of Georgia, and he's going to give us the ins and outs on how the aspect of wholesaling work. Welcome, Hakiim.
Thanks, Coach.
Appreciate you coming.
Yes. Well, my name is Hakiim Herring, your real estate partner, and I actually have a coaching program called the 6 Steps to 6 Figures Virtually Wholesaling Real Estate that speaks on this exact topic and teaching individuals on how they can actually learn about wholesaling real estate. So I'm ready for you.
So he went right into his product. He's like, I got 6 steps to make $1 million or $2 million or $6 million. But you know this thing called wholesaling, it depends on where you're from in the region of America. Some people look at it as a good thing. Some people look at it like, I don't know about all of that. But you're going to clarify that for us.
Yeah, let's clarify. And I'm glad we dived into that first. Right?
Okay, so let me start through your softball.
Yeah.
Let me be quiet and let you go ahead and level set this for us.
So let's say this. So over the years, wholesaling has got a bad stigma, bad reputation about it, right? So again, in all industries, you have people who do things the right way or do things the wrong way,
important.
right? So the wholesaling real estate falls under the umbrella of creative real estate, right? Creative real estate investing. There's several ways to do real estate, and being in this business for over 20 years, you have seen, we've seen several deals come together. However, we have to be creative to make it happen. So wholesaling is just that. It actually fills a void, a need in the market where there's individuals who have properties that they can't sell for whatever reason it may be. It may be a scenario where the home is in disrepair and they just don't have the money to invest in doing those repairs. Or it can be a scenario where the home was inherited and they don't know what to do with the property. They're backed on taxes and they need to sell the property. Or it can be a scenario where they're relocating and, or they're downsizing and they want a quick sale. They don't want a bunch of traffic through their property and they're looking for a quick closing cash offer. So this actually gives us the ability to be creative, and that's where wholesaling comes into play.
So my mind in wholesaling, the thing about creative. Now, I've been in real estate since 91. So if we're talking creative, I remember these kind of players in the game. Way back in the day was this guy named Dave Delgado. He was doing wholesaling, telling people how to become rich. And then you had the next iteration, which was a Carlton Sheets. And Carlton Sheets came in and says, okay, this is how you improve on that. And now in today's world, you got the guru of all guru, the $1 billion man himself, Mr. Grant Cardone. Shout out to Grant. I watch your podcast and things of that. I'm a fan. I'm going to apply the aspect. So now we're bringing that down to the local community.
Sure.
So when you're out there looking for deals per se, you're looking for opportunities. Can you be a real estate agent and do this? Because I'm a real estate broker as well.
Sure. So that's a great question again. So here's the answer to that. In our industry, right, our ethics, our morals are extremely important to our business, right, and how we actually stay above board. And our business is all about disclosure.
That's true.
It's all about disclosure. So as a wholesaler and being a licensed broker, I give full disclosure all the way through the entire process. So as long as you're disclosing that you're a licensed individual in Georgia, as long as you're disclosing to all parties that are involved, it's a legal transaction all the way through.
Gotcha.
But you have to give full disclosure.
So if we piggyback off that, look at two-party in this aspect here. So for example, if you have wholesalers that are not licensed, I'm not saying they're doing anything immoral, illegal, or not ethical, but they may not subscribe to the high standard. So I'll probably say first, if a person is a licensed real estate professional and you're looking at the possibility of wholesaling, maybe that might be your first choice in selection process. What are your thoughts on that?
So as a wholesaler, that's the beautiful part about wholesaling. You do not have to have a license.
Ooh.
You do not have to have a license to be a wholesaler.
Okay.
As a wholesaler, you fall under the umbrella of a real estate investor, right? And you're running your own business. So as an investor operating your own business, you don't have to be a licensed individual. Why? The reason you don't have to be a licensed individual as a wholesaler is because you're not acting in the position of representation.
Okay.
You're not representing a buyer or seller. and you're not representing anyone other than you and your business entity. So as a licensed individual, your agency, your actual responsibility is due to your client.
That's true.
And as a wholesaler, you're not representing anyone. So you don't have to be licensed.
So this is the entry-level conversation that goes to this point. So if a young person gets and choose not to go to college, choose not to go to trade school, but they're always on the internet and they're always looking for houses and they're always riding around and they see these opportunities and they want to dove into this particular product or this particular business model, they too could become a wholesaler with little or less buy-in.
Yeah. So wholesaling is a great entryway for any investor to become a real estate investor and this to get their foot in the door.
Gotcha.
There are several ways and entry points to become a wholesaler. One of the easiest ones is to do what's called driving for dollars, similar to what you just mentioned. That's where you're driving different neighborhoods. Primarily, you want to start with your neighborhood and look for distressed properties, homes that may have overgrown grass, a tarp on the roof, signs of...
Been there for a long time.
Yeah, been there for a long time, vacant, maybe a tired landlord. He's tired of renting and dealing with different tenants, and the home has just been sitting vacant for a couple of months. Those are all scenarios which are prime opportunities for a new investor to get that address, to actually get that that owner's telephone number, make a phone call. And say,
I'm pretty sure the audience is saying, that's exactly what I want to do. There are some that's out there. So I think what you're doing is giving us a little bit of blueprint on how to get into that business space.
Sure.
And I guess a lot of that is going to be outlined in your product that you're going to talk about when I finish interviewing you. He said, look, I'm not trying to say that, but I'm like, no, it's just happening like that.
Hey, listen, it just flows that way. I don't like that.
So let me go a little deeper with this wholesaling scenario there. Since there's some folks that might look at this as being taking advantage of grandma or grandpa, regardless to what you're saying. How do you get over that stigma?
So let's talk about that. So there are individuals who tarnish the industry, right? So there are individuals who may go into a gentrified neighborhood, right? And grandma's owned this house for the last 60 years and looking to sell and not educated or savvy enough in the market to understand the actual product in which they have. Now, some wholesalers can come in and say, hey, I'm going to contract this property for $50,000 and I could turn around and sell it for $200,000. There are individuals who don't do business the right way, and that happens. But wholesaling, there is a need for wholesaling in the market, right? And the reason I say there's a need for wholesaling in the market is because there are individuals who are relocated, want to sell their home or have a property that they don't have the funds to fix it up and they're looking to sell it. They want a quick sell. Life happenstance happens. And people look for means to sell quickly. And that's where wholesaling and cash buyers come into play.
Gotcha. So it's a niche market.
Yes.
And in that niche market, people, depending on what they need immediately, those individuals pretty much qualifies to go down that route.
For sure.
Quicker. So let me ask you a question. You've been doing this for at least 4, 5, 6 years, right?
Yeah, I've been doing this I've been a licensed broker for 20 years, wholesaling and specializing in wholesaling for the last 5 years.
So in that aspect there, and you're doing this, can a person make a substantial living doing wholesaling?
Yes.
I'm going to let you talk to these folks.
So wholesaling, yes, you can make a substantial living, right? So the one thing I want to give the caveat of, because a lot of these gurus who are in this space now talk about becoming a millionaire, talking about getting rich overnight, investing in real estate with no money, no experience, those type of things, which wholesaling you can, right? But it takes the work. Just like in anything that you do, it's not an overnight success. It's a build your business. Once you master wholesaling, you have to build it. But the one thing I will say about wholesaling is it gives you opportunities to make large profits on properties without the risk, right? So I always say less risk, less responsibility while making more money.
So the risk is identified as what?
So the risk, and when I say risk, I'm coming from the fix and flip background.
Okay.
Right?
I'm listening.
So when I say risk, I'm speaking of, when you're fix and flip, you have to secure funding. So you usually go into a hard money lender.
That's true.
You're usually putting down 20% of your own proceeds, your own investment funds. You're looking at an opportunity where you're looking to buy a property, renovate. So you're working with pulling permits, the city, inspections, contractors, due dates, timelines. So when I say risk, that's my box of risk.
That's a good definition of risk.
sure.
Because now I see the money involved in the aspect. Because now you got two components. You have the flippers,
Yeah.
and you have the aspect of wholesalers. So the question would be, do a wholesaler have to make repairs?
No, that's the beautiful thing about the business. So wholesalers, you're essentially contracting a property below market value. That contract gives you express interest in this property.
Okay.
Where you can then fulfill the obligation of buying.
Yourself.
Yes. You could assign it or you could sell your interest in the property.
So like an investor, I do investing, that's like an option.
That's exactly what it is. Wholesaling is an option.
So but option, I get to hold if I want it and get
Yes.
rid of it, but I know my number's going in.
Exactly.
So if a person is on the other end of looking to hire a wholesaler or partner with a wholesaler from the person with the asset,
Yes.
what is normally a general profit margin that a wholesaler can garnish per deal? Is it 10, 20, 15%?
Okay.
Now, I see you smiling.
Yeah, I'm smiling because that's a question that I always get, right?
Right.
And I always say this: I'll take a $2,500 profit as fast as I would take a $25,000 profit. The reason I say that, wholesaling is a numbers game. It's a numbers game when you're actually speaking to sellers. It's a numbers game when you're contracting deals, and it's a numbers game when you're closing. So it's more of a volume-based business. So when you're doing several deals, those deals add up. Now, again, wholesaling is one of the most lucrative real estate avenues
Proposition.
where you can actually make a large lump sum of money with little to no money invested in.
So let's talk timing.
Okay.
So the key to it is you take a nominal profit, say for example 25 or 25,000, but you will take that based upon how much time it takes to get the deal done.
Not necessarily.
So you'll hold on to a situation like that.
So let me
Yeah.
So let's say this. Coming from the fix and flip world, right? So because we all here in real estate, you have to fix and flip. If you want to be a quote unquote real estate investor, you have to fix and flip. You have to buy a property, hard money lender, fix and flip your way to riches, right? But wholesaling allows you to do just that without the investment. So when I say I'll take a $2,500 profit just as quick as a $25,000 profit, the reason I say that is because there's no risk and there's no upfront capital involved.
So let me put on my big real estate.
Yeah.
So it sounds like to me, it's more of an inventory piece.
Yeah.
If I take the 2,500 and the 25,000 and the 50,000 and it's in my book of business, when I'm looking at opportunities for my investment partners, I got options for them. So you don't turn your head on anything. You still want to bring that into your book of business.
Yes. You want to bring every opportunity into your book of business because it all adds up. It's a volume-based business. So yes.
You know what? It seems like you're having fun doing this.
It is.
But I know, because I know you, that you're even doing it outside of the continent of the United States. I don't know if you want to talk about that.
Let's go there.
You know what I mean? I just left, hold on, I'm going to set you up properly. I know you're ready to go, but help me out. I just left the DR.
Okay.
Right? Dominican Republic. And I called you. And I said, yo, I'm over here in the DR. And he said, look, I'm texting you, my man, for this. I'm texting you, my man, for that. And they know you over there because you got properties and this is how you move around. It's like this dude from Georgia that lives around the corner from me got it going on like that over there. And he's using real estate as a vehicle. What you expound on that?
So a couple of years back, I changed my whole operation. I wanted to change my real estate business to where I actually operated virtually. So now I'm set up to where I can actually work 80%, 90% virtually, right? And wholesaling real estate has allowed me to do that, right? So you can actually virtually wholesale real estate from anywhere in the world in any state in the U.S. It's incredible. There's no limitations to how and where you can wholesale. So it's common for me to be on the beach, you know, sipping a margarita.
See what he's doing? Yeah, see what he's doing, right?
At the end of
kind of teasing, like, why are you doing what you do for a living when you could be doing this?
Be on the beach, sipping a margarita on the laptop and on my cell phone, closing deals, doing deals, and with my team involved, even handle real estate closings. While I'm on the beach, I'm closing deals and just saying, hey, closing attorney, wire the funds to this account.
So it's not really, with the statement says, not your real estate partner. It's more like your partner in real estate that's on the beach.
No, it's virtually wholesaling real estate allows you to do that.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
And how old are you, if you don't mind talking to the audience?
How old am I?
Yeah.
I'm 43.
So young man, 43, he's getting it in and he's building, I'm assuming you're building an empire.
I'm building an empire. So over the last several years, we've done over 100 transactions.
Nice.
Wholesaling real estate.
Nice.
So, and again, the profit margins can range from $2,500 to, I think the most I've done on one single wholesale transaction was $60,000.
So tell me about a difficult transaction. You know, everybody like to tell us how to become successful in this niche market.
Sure.
But tell us a story, if you don't mind, of something you experienced over that 100 deals that was like, oh my goodness, this took every bit of my energy. This really drew me in and I still got the deal done. Do you mind sharing that?
Ah, man. So I have to be honest,
Go ahead.
right? So wholesaling isn't like that. The difficult part about wholesaling is on the front end. It's the communicating with the sellers and negotiating with the sellers and educating the sellers. So a lot of times in wholesaling, you have individuals who are looking for alternatives to then going the traditional route of working with a real estate agent or working with a brokerage firm. So on the front end is where it's more difficult, right? So once you solidify and secure the deal, then the rest is easy.
I still want to know the front end difficulty.
Oh.
I want you to tell us that story about, here's what happened on the front end. I hope you don't mind me just breathing in, right? Here's what happened on this one deal on the front end, and maybe the IT got involved, and I was almost there. We had it all worked out, and all of a sudden, this one person parachutes in. Do you have any stories?
So yeah, we definitely have those stories where I had a deal we were working. We were working this deal for several weeks.
Okay.
We are actually getting ready to sign the contract, but a lot of times, and now having this experience, you come to find out that there's other interests in the property, right? So actually, let me give you this one story.
That's what I want.
It's a good one. All right.
Good one. Thank you.
So I had a distressed seller. She inherited the property from her parents, right? She inherited the property from her parents. There was a mortgage or loan taken out on it that was going into foreclosure. So she needed to sell the property quickly. But in this particular scenario, the mother died, and then I guess shortly thereafter, the father died. Only child, she inherited the property. But she thought that she could sell the property, right?
Because she had the right.
She thought she had the right because it was in the will. It was willed to her, but she didn't probate the will.
Whoa.
Yes.
So other parties that could have had an interest to the probate, kind of like breaks into the scenario.
So she didn't have the right to sell with just the will inheriting the property. She had to probate it in order to sell this property. So that actually threw a whole monkey wrench in the actual deal. We had to put that one on the shelf. But that actually happened.
But you couldn't save?
No, couldn't save.
Too many people involved?
Yeah, too much involved.
So your walkaway method is pretty simple. If we can't do a clear title or transfer in the aspect, you're out of there.
Yeah, if you can't do a clear title, if you can't provide clear marketable title, we don't have a deal.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is some good stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Teach you going that deep.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I don't know if you wanted to tell us that story.
No,
We all got stories we tell that we could relate to. So as we get ready to wrap this up, okay, if you had to leave a tip for the audience on maybe that individual who's thinking about what's my next step in life and for consideration of going into the wholesale, what would you say?
If you're looking for an opportunity, I would say first get education. There's a lot of information out there. There's a lot of education that you can get online, right? You can get that education online. There's information at YouTube University.
It works.
But then I would say get a coach, get a mentor, get someone who has experience in the business of what you're looking to do. You know, we don't have to reinvent the wheel.
Sure.
You know, get a coach and have those conversations, you know. Sit down and have an hour conversation and ask some questions to help guide you along the way. But definitely look for resources to help you on your path to success, and start with mentorship and coaching.
Well, if that be the case, tell us about your program real quick.
Okay.
You know, I'm going to leave you out there now. Because you set it up so nice.
Oh, yeah.
Tell us about your program.
So what I actually did was took my years of experience in wholesaling and created a course, right? I made it easy. 6 steps to 6 figures. It teaches you everything you need to know from A to Z to actually start and build and scale your real estate wholesaling business. And not only that, we do offer the one-on-one coaching sessions where we can actually sit down and talk to you and provide you that one-on-one hand-holding aspect of coaching.
So in other words, everything's laid out for that person if they got an interest. But you pretty much want those individuals that can see this vision to become a partner with you in your institution.
For sure.
To be able to get them, because I'm pretty sure you boast on results.
Oh yeah. Their success is my success.
Yeah.
So yes,
but I'm a fellow coach, and when my folks are not winning, I don't feel like I'm doing them justice.
Exactly.
So with your program, if that process is happening and they're embedded in that formula, they can actually win.
For sure. And we walk with you all the way through. We don't leave you hanging.
So how do we reach you?
You can reach me by going to my website, HakiimHerring.com.
Can you slow that down and spell it out?
Oh, yes. HakiimHerring.com is HakiimHerring.com.
What about the social handles?
Social media, you can find me on Facebook, Hakiim Herring, LinkedIn, Hakiim Herring, Instagram, it's The Herring Group.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So in other words, he's out there, he's exposed, he don't mind working with you, working with your concept of you wanting to take a business platform that you can work. We appreciate that, man.
Yes, definitely.
You know, I know you came all the way over here to be with me, but I want to just pull a little bit out. These podcasts are not long. They're actually designed to get in, get out, and if you want to connect, go ahead and connect.
Okay.
So I appreciate you, my brother.
Thank you.
This has been another podcast episode by Oliver. Most people call me Coach. You can reach me on oliveradams.com, or on social media, it'll be Oliver Adams Coach or Coach Oliver Adams. Y'all guys have a great day.